You would have seen what Israel has claimed, saying that al-Sharif was head of a Hamas terrorist cell. Just respond to what they've said, because they've made similar claims over the last many months.
Is it worth responding to? Doesn't Israel claim that everyone that they don't like is Hamas? Don't we need to go thoroughly in what they provide as evidence? We haven't seen anyone. And even your journalist just had a glimpse of what it called some photo pictures of documents, and she didn't try to verify them, get copies of them, make sure that they are correct. It's allegations that actually BBC should investigate, and after maybe few months of investigation, come and say, we are sure or not sure. So let's all do our thorough research and journalism before participating with Israel in tarnishing journalists. All of us as newspaper people and television and radio should stand together in solidarity in order to bring the truth. Israel doesn't allow any journalists from outside to cover what's happening in Gaza, and I call every media organization to try to recruit hundreds of journalists, trained ones in Gaza, which was one of the most well-educated places on earth to convey to the world what's happening there. You, the BBC, had one correspondent who is Lotfi Abullouf. He is now in Turkey, but you can, as you hired him, hire other people in Gaza in order to convey what's happening on the ground to you.
Just in terms of what Israel has said, Israel just saying he is a terrorist does not make that true. So are you demanding that whatever the documentation, whatever they say they have, they should make public so it can be scrutinised?
Of course. Isn't that what journalists do? Isn't that what you shouldn't ask for? You have correspondents in Israel. We don't, because we are banned from covering them. Shouldn't your correspondent ask for that and investigate that and scrutinise that? And when a spokesman of an Israeli government says such allegation, shouldn't they ask him the follow-up questions and try to get the proof from them?
That work is being done as we are speaking. Those questions are being put to the Israelis, to the IDF.
I've seen your interview with your correspondent there, and I haven't seen that done. What you're saying, we are made to believe. Did anyone come to you and make you believe that? So that's, I respect BBC. I worked with BBC for years, and I respect its journalism, but it has to start being a little bit more balanced than it appeared to be in the past few months.
Sure. Well, in terms of full transparency, we are reporting what we are hearing.
I worked in the BBC for years, and I know exactly what you're saying.
Sure.
And I respect BBC journalism. What I'm calling for is for the BBC to go back to its principles and original journalism in scrutinizing, asking the questions, and actually trying to get the truth.
I come back to the point that those questions are being asked of the IDF by the BBC. You are also referencing, I think, the report earlier that the BBC understands that al-Sharif worked for a Hamas media team before the war. That, of course, hang on a second. That, of course, is very different from Israel's accusations that he was a military operative. Were you aware of those?
You didn't show anyone. How did you understand that? Where did you get that from?
Those are sources talking to the BBC.
Your sources. You should come clear with your sources, please.
It is standard work from journalists to talk to sources and to report it. They are said to be solid sources. I wonder if you could just answer that question. Were you aware of those links to Hamas media before the war?
Did you prove that there is links to Hamas media? You claim that you have sources and you don't reveal your sources. You are just going along with the Israeli tale, I'm afraid.
OK, well, we've gone back and forth on that issue. I understand your point. Let me ask you a different question then. He knew he was at risk here, didn't he, in terms of the many claims that were made against him?
Everyone in Gaza knows that they are at risk. They have been bombed for 2 years. 60,000 people have been killed. 150,000 have been injured. 200 journalists were assassinated. Do you think anyone in Gaza doesn't know that he's at risk?
And the timing of this ahead of the push into Gaza City, do you think those two things are related, are linked?
I believe it's a standard practice of Israel to try to eliminate any eyewitness. It allowed your correspondent, whom I respect very much, Jeremy Boyne, he's a very solid correspondent, to go on an airdrop. And he says that they weren't allowed to film anything from above. They don't allow your correspondents to go in, except embedded with their army. And actually, just look to the press conferences of the Benjamin Netanyahu. He's denying that. He said that Hamas has bombed all the buildings in Gaza and destroyed them. Does anyone in the world believe that? He claims that there is no famine or starvation in Gaza. Does anyone, even President Donald Trump, believes what's happening? But he's denying that. So yes, if Israel is going in Gaza, they want to eliminate all eyewitnesses, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go behind any journalist in Gaza.
How do you think these killings should be investigated?
There is the journalistic investigation that we should all do thoroughly and in the open, and there is the international investigation from independent committees that should go ahead, something like International Criminal Court, International Court of Justice. They should be allowed to go there and investigate and meet the witnesses. But in fact, we accept that Israel commits the crime and investigates itself and then says that it's innocent and everyone else in the whole world is guilty. That's not acceptable anymore. We should stand for that and actually try to scrutinize things properly and ask the right questions.